Hi everybody, it's Rich again here from Henderson's Lineup and SuperSteer, and we're here on behalf of the National RV Training Academy talking about GVWR. Does that stand for like goats viewing wild rabbits? Tell us, Kieren. Kieren is a SuperSteer expert. She's going to explain to us what a GVWR is and why, if you're an F53 owner, you need to know this. So Kieren, what does GVWR stand for?
So it stands for Gross Vehicle Weight Rating, and basically it's an important thing if you have an F53.
How do they find that? Like, how do you know where it is, and how do you discover that? As if, let's say I'm a new coach owner and I don't know where that is, how do I find that?
Sure. So inside your coach, you'll find a sticker that's going to have all of your manufacturer details. It typically will have your weights and a bunch of other specs on that. A lot of times it'll be behind your driver's seat, or if you open up your main door, it can be on a panel there. We found them in closets before. You just never know. So if you can't find it, start opening cabinets and start looking, because sometimes they get a little sneaky.
All right, well, if you haven't been in your closets for a while, make sure you have a can of Raid in one hand and a flashlight in the other so you can find it. So the weight of the vehicle, now is that fully loaded, or can I put all my bowling ball collections in there, or how does that work exactly?
So basically what it means is that is what your chassis is rated for, the maximum weight that the chassis can handle. Okay. So after it's built and everything, and you load all your stuff in it and hit the road on vacation, that's how heavy potentially you can be, or you don't want to be heavier than the gross vehicle weight.
Okay, so that lets you know why it's important. So in past videos, we talked about track bars and different ways to have better steering and handling, and that's what we do here at SuperSteer. When someone calls you and you ask them that question, what are you trying to find out so that you can best help them?
So what Ford does specifically is they change the rear end of the coach based on the different GVWR class that they have predetermined. So when they build the chassis, there's typically 3 GVWR classes that they have available. Okay. So typically like 16 to 18,000 pounds. Then they jump to like a 20,500 to a 22,000 pound range. And then the largest of the 3 is going to be a 24,000 to 26,000 pounds. Somewhere.
Okay, so do our parts fit differently for each weight class then?
Correct. So that's why it's so important. If you, let's just say, for example, one of our track bars. We design several different track bars for the Ford F53 chassis because there's different weight classes that use a different rear end. So it's not like a bigger is better kind of a thing. If you buy something for a heavier rated coach, it's not better because it's more heavy duty. It is all about how your rear end's designed. So the bracketry is going to fit different, it's going to bolt up differently, and unfortunately, they are not mix and match. So you'll end up with the wrong parts if you don't pay attention to your GVWR. Wow,
that's really good to know. So hopefully this is valuable information to you. So when you call in or you're doing anything with your steering and suspension, you're going to need to know that. Maybe it's a good idea to put it in a notebook or something so they don't have to keep looking in that closet?
Sure. Now another thing to think about when you are looking at your GVWR is you may see another set of letters that's a GCWR. That we don't want to know. Basically that stands for gross combined weight rating.
Oh, okay.
And the combined means you're including your GVWR plus what your coach towing rating is. That's not going to give us an accurate number for fitting parts like track bars.
So have you ever had people call in and give you that wrong information?
Yeah, and it happens, quite frequently. That's why we want to educate people to take a look and not use GCWR, just use GVWR when looking at the steering and suspension parts, because it can mess up your actual weight that you're giving us.
Perfect, awesome. And our goal today is just to provide tips and strategies and things that you need to know as an owner, and specifically as a F53 owner. This is really important.
Yeah.
If you have other questions that we haven't covered, please make sure to write that in the comments below, because we would love to cover that for you. And anything else you want to end with? You're good?
No.
So as we always say, what do we always say at the end?
Please subscribe, like this video, and we wish you safer and happier driving.
Exactly. Boy, I chunked that up really bad. Should I do that over?
At least it's not me.
What is your GVWR? My question is, does that stand for, oh shoot, what do we say?
Wild rabbits.
Yes! Yes! Okay, wow, that was good. Okay. Okay, you ready?
No.
Let's already start. Still thinking about the rabbits?
Yes.
Boom! Nailed it! I didn't know if she was.
I tried.
You're like, I got it, man.